Moving into hunter position is really for tactical athletes. People who do firearms training come down and they can stand up without tipping forward the barrel of their firearm. Very simple idea. Guys in the military will recognize this movement pattern. And people who do BJJ, getting down, this is part of a transitionary movement in various types of grappling. Moving from low to bottom to mid, grabbing something in front of you and learning to drive up. Hello, this is Mark Wildman of Wildman Athletica, and today we are going to practice an outside clean, which means a kettlebell in each hand, swinging outside the body frame, and we're going to take it from a neutral standing stance, which would be a general physical preparedness exercise or a downhill ski exercise, and we're going to turn it into an athletic grappler's stance. We're going to put it into what we call a hunter squat position. Tactical athletes run into this position all the time. If you are not a tactical athlete, then this is probably less important for you. Think about one leg forward, one leg back, the rear leg, knee being equal with the line of the toe. People who do modern tactical firearms training for defensive purposes will run across this position. People who do ground up wrestling, wrestle up type of game in BJJ, or people who do Greco-Roman will notice that this is a position that they probably run into a lot. We're going to start this at the end with the target exercise, and then after we talk about the target exercise, we'll go back and we'll talk about each step leading up to this exercise. We're going to get ourselves into our hunter squat position, step back with one leg, get down to the bottom. The toe and the knee should be about in an equal line. The lead leg heel should be on the ground. If the lead leg heel is up, then move the knee back until this heel is on the ground. This heel stays on the ground the entire time. The distance between our feet is very close together. Think about this as skiing width. We want no turnout with this exercise at all. If you turn out, you put your knees in the line of big heavy weights, and don't do that. We're doing this with kettlebells. Kettlebells are about 8 inches across, so err on the side of having your feet closer together. Put your feet in position, step back with one leg, check at the bottom. Excellent. Now we have our kettlebells in position. They are going to start in front of our lead leg, and they are going to swing down outside the line of our body. Our arm will be in line with our hips. We will use our hips to drive up until our lead leg is perfectly straight and our glutes are on. We will catch, then we will drive down to the bottom, lean back, and stand up. How you pick it up here is a little different from normal kettlebelling. 2 thumbs point towards the sky. We're going to do it like heavy club swinging. We're going to snap back, arms in line, bring it up, and catch. How you catch is important. Get your fingers out of the way. Do not slam your fingers between the 2 heavy weights. Get down to the bottom, lean back, verticalize the spine, drive straight up. Push, swing, pull, catch are the cues. Push, swing, pull, catch. Fingers out of the way so you're not crushing them. Get down, lean back, drive up. Push, swing, pull, catch. Get down, lean back, drive up, straighten the lead leg. Push, swing, pull, catch. Get all the way down to the bottom, lean back, and drive up. When we set the weight down, push them back. Set them back down out in front of the lead leg. This exercise is not a beginning level exercise. It's fairly difficult even with light weights for most athletes. Normally people begin with two-handed kettlebell swinging. That means feet symmetrical, learning to just snap their hips. Then they move to hand-to-hand kettlebell swinging. They usually do that with about 10 weights. Then they move to clean and press. We want you to have at least a two-handed or a hand-to-hand swing, which is greater than the weight of both kettlebells put together. So if these are 16K, then your two-handed swing needs to be 32K or above for this to even be a viable option. You go to single arm clean and press, then you go to double kettlebell swings, then you go to double kettlebell cleans into a squat. After that, we are moving to our outside clean. That means feet symmetrical, snap back and catch all the way up. Most people will never get beyond this exercise and be able to have control and good alignment. Moving into hunter position is really for tactical athletes. People who do firearms training come down and they can stand up without tipping forward the barrel of their firearm. Very simple idea. Guys in the military will recognize this movement pattern. And people who do BJJ, getting down, this is part of a transitionary movement in various types of grappling. Moving from low to bottom to mid, grabbing something in front of you and learning to drive up. Most people will learn this with heavy clubs first. The idea is pretty simple. A heavy club is about 3 inches across. Your odds of clocking yourself in the shin are much, much lower with heavy clubs. A kettlebell is 8 or 9 inches across when they get heavy, or if they are competition bells. So the margin for error on swinging past your knee is a lot lower. With heavy clubs, the setup is generally the same. Check the bottom of your hunter squat first. Drive all the way up. Thumbs point up, thumbs point down, point the thumbs towards the sky. Snap back, catch in order position. Drive the rib cage down, squeeze the glutes. Get all the way down to the bottom, drive up, swing. Line your arm up with your hip, snap your hips, catch. Get down, drive up. Push back, snap, catch, get down, and drive up. When you park them, push them back and catch. Errors that people make, they will set up the hunter squat wrong and they will be too big or their lead heel will be off of the ground at the bottom. This is supposed to be a resting position. Our goal is to get our spine vertical with our core on. By holding weights in front of you, just like in barbell, when you go to a front squat, you force core engagement. When you do grappling, you load the front. When you move sandbags, the load is in front. So it forces core contraction. When you change the apparatus, it changes the way the core fires because it changes where the weight is in relation to your spine. Make sure you set up the hunter squat properly first. The distance might be slightly different on either side of your body, depending on if you have knee injuries or not. The goal at the bottom is to lean back, drive the rib cage down, and stand up with the core on the entire time. Straighten out the lead leg. What we are avoiding is any type of turnout, front or back, because when we swing, we tend to put our knees in the way of giant heavy cannonballs. Don't do that. The goal is to get better at training, not worse at training. That means don't hit yourself. This one tends to be a strength training exercise, sets of 3 to 5, and do an equal number of sets with either leg forward.